What's happening, everybody? It is a beautiful Wednesday night, and it's the first time I've done a live in a long time, probably since last year. So, we're going to jump on and talk about Christmas light blueprint, the blueprint for success for Christmas light business owners. I'm going to start sharing this away here in a couple seconds right now to a couple groups, and then we'll get some people on. And then we're going to talk about whatever you want to hear about when it comes to running your Christmas light business, things that you can be doing to set yourself up for success now, not waiting until October when it's too late. So I'm happy to be back on. Haven't had a chance to talk Christmas lights with anybody on a live in a long time. So if you're watching, excited to be able to talk to you. Let me just write this up real quick because I cannot talk and type at the same time, but I want to get this shared. Jump and let's talk about Christmas lights. Um, so I can't believe it is August already, and the Christmas light season for some people is actually already starting right now. It's crazy to think that some areas in the colder climates are actually installing lights in August. We don't start till probably the end of mid September right now. We're trying to really do a big push with the Omni C9s and get those out for a lot of people. So hopefully we'll get a good connection with those and be able to get those up for a bunch of our clients. But yeah, it's gonna be a great season this year. I know some people might be a little stressed about the season with economy and all that stuff, but I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a good season if you allow it. So if you are a Christmas light installer and you are watching, just go ahead and drop in the comments so I know who's here and who I'm talking to, who you are, where you're from, and how many years you've been installing Christmas lights. I just want to get this shared to a couple more groups real fast. Let's do this. But I hope everyone's having a great year so far with whatever your other business is, and you're excited for the lighting season. I know I'm excited. Just found out that we're going to have four of our previous Christmas light installers coming back this year. That's a huge win. If anybody's done this for a while, they understand the struggles of trying to hire people and get good people ready to go for the season. So to have four people coming back is a huge, huge benefit to us. And we're really, let me see, we have four. We have one already working right now. So that's five. So really only need to hire one other person for our two crews. So we're going to run two 3-man crews. So pretty excited about that. That's a huge advantage to the start of the season. So we'll get that going. But almost done here, and then we will get started. But again, as you're watching, if you're joining, this is going to be for you. So hope that if you're watching, you have some questions, you want to ask some questions. There's no questions that I won't answer. If I can't answer right now, we could talk about anything when it comes to business. We could talk about hiring. We could talk about training. We could talk about systems. We could talk about lights itself, permanent lights, seasonal lights, the Omni C9 lights, whatever you want to talk about. We talk about VAs. We could talk about lighting companies. So I'm going to talk as long as you let me talk, and then probably about 30 minutes. We'll call this thing a go, and we'll go from there. All right. So got some water, got some hydration. I just got done watching Odyssey with my kids. That was a pretty good movie. If you haven't seen that one, definitely recommend go checking that out in the IMAX. I think it was pretty badass. I don't think I ever watched a preview for it, so I didn't know what to expect, which made that even cooler. So that was a good movie. But let's talk about why we're here. Christmas lights. Likely, if you're watching this, you either have a Christmas light business or you're thinking about starting a Christmas light business, or maybe this is your first season doing it, and you might have some questions. This is my 10th year doing Christmas lights, and I can tell you right now, I still don't have all the answers. And can I get a mic check? Is anybody watching? Can they even hear me? I've done this before where I talked for freaking 30 minutes and nobody ever told me they couldn't hear me. So that was really awkward. So if you are watching, can you at least like drop a comment that says, "Hey, I'm here. Yes, got you. Good. Mic up, mic down," something like that. It would really help to make sure that I know that you guys can hear me, because there's no point in me talking if nobody can hear me. My wife made me some water with lemon. She's pretty awesome. I don't even know if the comments are working. I haven't done a live in so long that I don't even know what to expect from this thing right now. Let me just do this. Can I hear myself talking? Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so we're good to go. All right, so I'll just keep rambling. Anyway, so I've been doing Christmas lights for 10 years now. I started in 2016. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, like most of you out there. I really tell people I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm always learning. I'm always trying to progress, always trying to better myself, to be a better installer, to be a better business owner, to be a better leader, to be a better everything. The once you stop trying to figure things out is when you really start failing. So, as I do these podcasts or I do these shows or webinars, I go out and speak. I don't do it just to have people hear my voices, but it's also a refresher for me on how I can improve, because there's going to be some things that I'm talking to you about right now that we're probably not doing in my business. It's just things that we used to do that worked really well. I'm kind of like in a transition in my company right now. So I know there's a lot of things we could be doing better. And I've got a great leadership team and great team taking over the company. So I'm excited for that. But I'm always out there to try and help you guys and see how we can better yourself as a business. When I started, I had nothing. I really didn't know anything. There wasn't a lot of social media like there is right now. There wasn't a lot of resources. There wasn't a whole lot of training. Wasn't YouTube, university, school, all that fun stuff. So you have a lot more resources right now, which is a great advantage for you. But the problem is most people don't take in that information, or they're always trying to get the free information and they're not applying it. They're always trying to chase the shiny object before they perfect something else. And that's where most businesses fail. There's so many good companies out there right now that are doing really good things. They're making really good money, extremely profitable, have great leadership teams. They have great hiring platforms. They have all these things that are great and work. And then you have business owners that go out there and like, that doesn't work for me. He's not in my economy. He doesn't have the competition I have. He doesn't have the struggles I have. And that's just a small mindset. And if you stop thinking like that for once and really start opening your eyes and say, hey, if it worked for him, it could work for me. Now, I'm not saying it always will. Sometimes marketing tactics, strategies like that, some places postcards work better than others, some places yard signs, some places clip flyers. Some of the marketing strategies will be a little bit different depending on the area. But for the most part, business in general, the way it's ran, is pretty streamlined and the same for almost all businesses in the crystal light industry. There's what's the word I want to say? There's processes in place that work. I mean, the things that we do in our business for Patriot Illumination, you can easily apply in your business and start seeing success right away. But some people just don't want to do it. They don't want to apply. They say they'll do it. Or they're owner operator, and go ahead and plug in if you're an owner operator out there and you're doing everything yourself. And that's the problem. You can't do everything yourself. So one thing that I really want to impress upon everybody during this call or this live is that if you're an owner operator right now doing everything by yourself, you all right, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but it is likely that you will not see success in the way that you would like during the Christmas light season. And that's one thing that I really want to get across during this is like, you cannot do everything yourself. If anybody is watching this and they plan on spending any type of marketing dollars in any facet, I don't care if it's a t-shirt, if it's a yard sign, it's a vehicle wrap, Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever it is, any type of marketing dollar that is spent, and you do not have somebody that is there to answer your phone calls at least 40 hours a week, you might as well just burn that money. Why do I say that? You need to market it to get phone calls. Yes, you do need to. But in the season of Christmas lights, when we are so high paced, so like exhausted, running as fast as we can, trying to get up as many installs as possible in such a short period of time, anytime you let your phone ring and it goes to a voicemail, you already lost, and you might as well just get out the cash in your wallet and burn it, because that's going to be way more enjoyable than trying to chase that customer down and trying to get them back on the phone to want to use your services. I want to repeat that again. If you are owner operator, or if you do not have an admin, somebody that is answering your phone, whether it's an admin, somebody in person at your office, somebody that's working virtually, whether it's a call center, whether it's a virtual assistant, and you are the sole independent relier for answering the phones, you are setting yourself up for failure. Do not spend a dollar in marketing. Do as little as possible, because you're going to get the same results as you did the year before and everybody else that's doing the same exact thing as you, by trying to save money to do everything yourself. You cannot be in the field hanging lights and talking to clients. You cannot be in the field training your guys and returning calls. sending off invoices, sending off estimates, sending off whatever it is. You cannot be doing everything. And if you think you can, I promise you, you're going to fail or not get the results that you expected. Now, if your result is only to do $10,000 a season, then go ahead and do it and do everything yourself and work yourself to the ground and don't have any fun doing it. And that's fine. But that should not be what you're aspiring to do during the Christmas light season. Again, you only have less than 90 days, October, November, December. So what is that? 72 days, something like that? Not even that. It's really actually 45 working days, Monday through Friday, I believe, somewhere around there, maybe 42, that you're actually working during the light season to get up as much as possible. And I see it every single year. The guys who refuse to let go of control and say that only I can answer the phone. Well, one, just gonna be honest, you're an idiot. No, nobody wants to hear your voice as an owner. I promise you, they don't want to hear your voice. Nobody wants to hear my voice. I've got two incredible women that work in my office, Jessica, who's here in the area, and Ronnie, who's virtually in the Philippines working for Unique Genius, that have been answering our calls. This will be a fourth season. This will be Jessica's third season. They want to hear their voices. They've got a pleasant voice. They are great at talking to customers. They understand their needs better than I do. And if I'm out there in the field working with my guys in a lift, on a roof, climbing a ladder, and I've got to pull my cell phone out to try and answer a phone call and then try and collect any information I can from that client, because I'm not going to have a pen and paper. I'm going to have to try and remember it, then maybe put it into my notes, whatever it is. And by the time I remember to get back to that person, it's already too late. So before you say you can't afford to hire somebody, get that out of your head. The problem is you can't afford to not to hire somebody. There's so many things you need to be doing right now, like literally right now. I'm not talking about in October when you think you're busy. It is already September. So if you have not started marketing, if you have not started reaching out to previous clients, if you have not started reaching out to people who told you no last year, you are so late. You are so far behind. And the other people that are in your area, your competition, they're likely doing that and they're winning while you're sitting there making excuses why you can't win. So if there's one thing that you take away from this, is figure out how to get somebody to start handling all your phone calls and your admin. Again, you can find somebody remotely and find somebody seasonal. We've done that plenty of times. You can work with us, Unique Genius, and get somebody working your company like literally in 5 days. Like if you talk to Hildy, within 5 days, we will have somebody working with you that's got experience in your CRM. You're not going to find that locally. There's a good chance you're not going to find somebody locally that's got experience with House Call Pro or Jobber or Customer Factor. Like it just doesn't happen. If you did, you found the egg. I mean, that was a cool one. The golden egg is right there, but it's not likely. So within 5 days, you could have somebody working in your business. You could have somebody doing outbound calls, doing cold calls to commercial clients, doing outbound calls to previous clients and getting them on a schedule, collecting the 50% deposits, following up with emails, following up with text messages, doing some social media posting, all the things that you should be doing as a business owner. And I know you're not, because I've been in your shoes before, because you're already strapped. You already have so many hats you have to wear every single day. And we think about doing things and we write the things down and we go to conventions and we're going to say we're going to do better. And we go back and guess what? We don't do it. We become the bottleneck. And I even learned this recently while I was out traveling in Asia. You know, I really am the only one that understands the sales process for permanent lights. And we had some permanent light estimates come in. And guess what? We couldn't get them done in person. Whose fault was that? It was my fault. And I'm sitting here teaching you, but I'm telling you right now, like I do make mistakes. And that's why I want to impress upon you, like stop making the same mistakes that other business owners are already making, or that you've already likely made for year over year over year. So if you're watching, go ahead and just drop a comment real quick. Do you have an admin? Do you have somebody working in your office? Do you have a virtual assistant? Like, let me know who we're talking. I don't even know who's watching this right now. It might not be anybody. It might be half the freaking world for all I know. But what we want to do is just talk about how you can be more successful this Christmas lighting season to stop making the same mistakes over and over and over. There are so many things that need to be done right now. And then even during the season, how important is that Christmas light experience, that journey for that client? It doesn't end when you answer the phone call. It doesn't end when you send the estimate. It doesn't end when they say, yes, I want to do the job. It doesn't end when you install the job. It doesn't end when you collect the final payment. It doesn't end. You need to continue following up with these clients to make sure they're happy, to make sure they're raving fans, to ask for the review, ask for the referral. There's so many points, touch of content that you need to have with a client or a prospect throughout the whole life cycle of that client. And think about it. Can you really be on the phone and talk to a client, let's say 6 times in a matter of 3 months? For the initial phone call, for setting up the estimate, for doing the follow-up call, for scheduling them, for collecting a payment, for let them know we'll be out there in 24 hours, to follow up after the install was done, to let them know we're going to come take the lights down in January, to call them back to see if they want to put the lights back up the following year, to ask for referrals. There's so many points of content that needs to happen with that client in order for them to have the good, successful Christmas light experience throughout the whole process. And you cannot do that yourself. You can't. It's impossible. I'm telling you right now, if you're trying to scale your company, you cannot be the one person doing everything. So if that is in your head that you're going to do everything this season, just stop. Get it out of your head. You need to be able to think different. You need to be able to think bigger. In 2019, when I finally let go and started hiring people, that's when the growth really changed. We started hiring admin, we started hiring technicians, and then we started hiring salespeople. Then it was an operation manager. Everything that I thought I was good at, I really sucked at. And once I put the right people in the right seat and let them do that, that's when the magic really started happening. So if you're struggling, if you're in the same boat as last year, if you had a goal of doing X this year and you're not even close to it, if you missed your goal last year, whatever it is, whatever's going on right now, one, you're not alone. I promise you, there's a good chance I was in your shoes at some point during my business journey. And there might be a chance I'm in that area right now too, depending on what stage that is. I don't know. I'm just telling you right now, I'm not perfect. I've made a ton of failures. I share most of my failures online so I can help other people not make the same failures. But I really want you to win. I don't care whose side you're on. I don't care who you buy your lights from. I don't care if you get a VA from Unique Genius or not. I just want you to win because I was in your shoes and I know what it feels like to really be sucking and failing over and over and over and feel like nobody's going to help me. Nobody's going to save me from the trenches. I'm telling you, there is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and you can have a lot of fun doing this. We talked about the admin thing. I really think that's a really, really instrumental key hire that most people just neglect. They say, I can do it myself. And I'm telling you right now, every missed phone call is a missed opportunity. If you tell me you're going to call them back later, and I hear this all the time, I never miss a phone call. I call everybody back. Well, that's bullshit. If you freaking missed the phone call and it went to a voicemail, you missed a phone call. I don't care how you look at it. You can call them back 5 minutes later. You can call them back 12 seconds later. You can call them back 5 days later. You missed the damn phone call. All right. That's a shame on you. That's a missed opportunity. Figure out what your average ticket is. And I'm just like, ours is $2,300 roughly for residential. So if we missed 4 phone calls in a day or a week, we missed about $4,600 because our closing percentage is 50%. $4,600 for 4 missed phone calls. Think about that. You already could have paid for two VAs at that point with Unique Genius and had a lot more revenue coming in because of all the other stuff they can be doing. So if you don't have an admin, if you do have an admin, and actually I'm going to drop a link here. I'll do it at the end. It's even a blueprint for a virtual assistant. So if you have a virtual assistant or you're thinking about getting a virtual assistant, it's everything they can be doing in the lighting industry right now or throughout the season to help set you up for success. We're giving that away to you for free. So go ahead and get that, download that, check that out. Be good for you to take a look at that. All right. So I want to pull up something real fast. Let me see if I can do this. I just want to show you share screen. Let's do entire screen. Let's try that. Oh, that got crazy. Let's try that. All right. So let me show you. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see if I can do. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Hold on. I just want to make sure you guys can see this because I'm all alone and nobody wants to comment. All right. I think we're good. We can pretend we see this. All right. So let me just show you what our growth looked like in the business. So technically we started in 2016 was the first year. I was full-time Navy. I did our house plus 3, maybe 4 other houses in 2016. Huge success. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do because I didn't know if I liked it or not. And we didn't start installing until November. 2017, it was just my father and I. We did 25,000. Again, that was still me part-time, full-time Navy. Not a huge growth, but again, back when coaching wasn't a thing and social media really wasn't a big thing, you did what you did and you made whatever work. So $25,000 from maybe $2,000 a year prior. 2018, same thing. Just my father and I out there doing everything. I think we might have brought on one guy at the end of the season for this one, Alex. I think he came on for the washing and helped us with lights, but still part time, but still pretty good growth. There's a significant growth there for doing part time. This is where some magic really started happening. 2019. Told you I got a coach. Started hiring people, put the right people in the right place. I was working full time, no more Navy. So we really had some really, really good growth in 2019. Still a lot of mistakes were made, still trying to figure things out. And then we had 2020, the year of COVID. I really thought we are going to be flat on that year. End up getting some incredible jobs during COVID. And you can see the jump right there. We didn't 2x that year, but we did pretty good growth for surviving during COVID. So $350,000. I think we had maybe 8 people working with us at that point. 21 was a big jump. Again, joined another coaching group, another mastermind, really started learning. I think this was, I'll show you here on the next slide, maybe 2020 or 2021 is when we started doing jobs in October. Prior to that, we were just doing November, December. So that was definitely a significant jump due to be able to getting more jobs installed prior to the busy season. So some good growth right there. 22, same thing. More growth right there, more team. Making a lot of mistakes this year. I'm telling you right now, that number is pretty on paper, but it was ugly. At the end of the day, our bottom line was horrible. We had way too many people working, wasn't managing it. It just looked like fun. The numbers are great on paper, but again, the bank account shows everything. And I'm just being transparent. It was freaking ugly on the back end. Made it happen, and then finally 23, we hit 1.2 that year. Again, looks great on paper. Not too many 7-figure business owners out there. Proud to say that, but it was ugly on the back end. Had a lot of fun doing it, a lot of stress, a lot of chaos. But at the end of the day, we made a lot of mistakes. I don't have 24 and 25 on here. We started dropping back down. We realized in 24 that we were doing things backwards and making a lot of mistakes. So we really scaled back a lot. I think 24, we did 890. And then last year we did all together throughout the whole year was 759. And we had 2 crews running last year. So the numbers went down, but the profit went up tremendously a lot. We had a lot more fun, fewer crews to manage, fewer people to wrangle. We've had excellent crews all the time. We always had a couple people that, you wish you didn't keep as long as you did, but that's life. You got to roll with the punches. So that was our progression of growth. So like I said, we hit 1.2 and then we started going back down as we scaled back the company, started working smarter, not harder, getting the right people in the right place and have some fun. This year, I think we'll probably do around 750 again. We're not trying to go crazy. I'm not trying to work my ass off like I used to. I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I like watching my people work and just being out there with them, working with them. But working 70, 80 hours a week during the Christmas light season is not for me. If that's for you, that's for you. But it wasn't for me. All right. So I do have the slide here. So real quick. So I want to show you 2020 is when we started adding October. It was the first year trying to get people on board to do October. I preach this every single year. It's amazing how many people don't try and sell jobs in October. I had a couple of coaching clients last year that did it, and they're able to add like an extra $50,000 of revenue just by moving people to October. So it's really important that you get people on your schedule in October. And if you're telling me they don't want to do it, well, I'm telling you, I'll show you the numbers here in a second. It works. We can do it. So 2020, we did 23,000. 2021, obviously a significant jump. We went all in on doing that, offering small discounts to get people scheduled. So that was a huge reason. And then 22 was 312. I guess I don't have 23 on there. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, you can see getting people in October will make a huge difference to your revenue. Don't try and just sell lights in November, December. There's plenty of opportunity. We even have some installs going on in September. We had a Christmas light client in a very high-end neighborhood that wants the lights up September. I just found out about it. I don't know why, but they're going to do it, and I'm excited for them. So I'm going to let them do it. All right, let me jump back over here. All right. Hey, Elwood, how's it going, buddy? It's good to see you on here. All right. So we talked about admin, things like that. We talked about the numbers showing that there. One of the other things you really need to consider if you're just getting into Christmas lights, you're not sure if you want to do it, maybe you've been in the Christmas light business for a while, is finding a good lighting supplier. And like Elwood, my man over here over at Action Lighting, you got to have a great lighting supplier. There's so much to be benefit from having a uh, reputable, a reliable, somebody that's out there not to just try and nickel and dime you and steal your money and not care about your business at the end of the day. So it's really important that you do some due diligence and get out there and find a good lighting supplier. Now, I work with Lights for Decorators. There's an opportunity for us to work with you. We have a location in Florida, in North Carolina, and Arizona. We do offer a lot of free trainings throughout the year. We have access to pretty much every single Christmas light item you could think of. But I really want you to figure out who is the best supplier for you. And I'm not saying that's us. There might be somebody else that's a little bit closer to you because when it comes to shipping times, shipping is very important that you're not waiting 3, 4 days and or paying a buttload for shipping. Some of these people will literally spend, you know, $100 on shipping to overnight something because they forgot about plugs, they forgot about wire, they needed 25 bulbs. You'd be surprised of the things that people overnight ship because they forgot to check their inventory. And then there goes their profit. Like their profit is just dwindling down because they're out there spending money on shipping costs. So go out there, don't find the cheapest company out there. They're probably the cheapest for a reason. They're not going to care about you. They're not going to invest in you. They're not going to, go to bat for you when you need help. They're not going to give you support when you need it. So it's so important that you go out there. And there's tons of companies out there. Like there's so many companies popping up. I don't even know who else is new out there, but there's so many companies throughout the whole United States. So find somebody that is, you can trust. It's great if they have a storefront or a place you can go visit and do some training at. That really helps add some value. Get to know them. If you ever have questions out there, like, I got to install and I don't know how to install it. Like you want a company that can support you and help you out with that and not always be relying on Facebook. Because if you're in a pinch, they're the experts. They're going to want to be able to help you. They can get you out of some situations. They can provide you with the right product, give you some support, some information, talk about some new product. We got the Omni C9 out there right now that everybody's raving about. It's a credible product. I freaking love it. It's on my house. It's be a great opportunity for you to get some lights up in September and sell some Halloween lights and never have to go back and reinstall lights for Christmas. So if you haven't heard about those lights, definitely check that out or send me a message and I'll send you a video. You can get those lights from Elwood as well too. And then the permanent lights too is another great option for you to stay busy in the winter, January, February, March. If your clients love these Omni C9 lights, there's a good chance they're going to love permanent lights year round. So it's a good segue for you to have that conversation with them to see if they want to be able to install the permanent lights in January, February, when you're slow, got nothing going on, and you're trying to keep guys busy. That's a great opportunity for you to get those up. So again, get an admin, super important, and then find a good supplier that can help you during the season that's not trying to just take your money and run with it. I really want to go back though to the the lead flow or the Christmas light experience for a client, and I've got this written out here. I'm not going to pull it up here, but let's just talk about all the touch points of a client. You got the lead that comes in, you got to answer it, you got to get the estimate out, you got to follow up that they didn't tell you yes. If they say yes, you got to get the deposit and get them on the schedule. You got to order the supplies if you don't have it. Give them a call back, let them know you're going to show up to do the install. You got to do the install, talk to them there. Then you got to do the checkup the day after, make sure they're happy with everything. Then you got to follow up and get the payment. Then you got to tell them when you're going to come back and take those lights back down. Then you got to ask for a review, and then you got to ask for a referral. So there's so many different touch points. It's not just, hey, this is JC with Lighting Lights. What can we do for you? Oh, cool. It's $700. We'll be there next week. All right. Thanks. Bye. Like, it doesn't end that way. There's so many different touch points. If you want to be successful, have raving fans, have 5-star reviews, get the referrals, and have repeat clients year over year. Far too often, Christmas light installers are out there trying to make a quick buck. They don't give two shits about the client, and they just want to put lights up, collect the check, and then take the lights down. And then next year they come back, oh, that person went with another company. Well, I wonder why. You didn't care about them. These people are spending good money with you to put up Christmas lights during like a really cool time, of the year, and you're trying to nickel and dime just to get money for them. So they're like, well, this isn't the experience I wanted. Patriot Elimination gave me the experience I wanted. Like, they gave me everything. They talked about me. They cared about me. They made sure that my lights were looking good. They came back when they said they would. They took the lights down when they said they would. All those different things. If you want to have repeat business every single year, having somebody make those touch points throughout the whole entire season and then nurture them is so important. So if you tell me you can't afford to do it, I'm telling you right now, you can't afford not to hire somebody to do your admin. Um, so it's really important that you hire somebody and hire somebody now. If you wait till October to hire somebody, you're already setting them up for failure, because if you're not busy in October, well, then you probably didn't do the things we talked about. You're probably not doing the follow-ups. You're not doing the outbound calls for people who scheduled last year or the people who told you no last year. There's so many opportunities right now that you need to be doing instead of sitting on social media, instead of talking about it, instead of doing the things that you say you're going to do and not do the things you're going to do, all those things. It needs to be happening. So having somebody that's working full time for you in the office, or getting a virtual assistant from any company, like I said, it doesn't have to be New Genius. We would love the opportunity to work with you. I promise you. Well, I'm not going to promise you. I can almost guarantee you that we have the best lighting system out there for virtual assistants. We were just in the Philippines. I want to say we had 50 strategic partners that have Christmas lighting companies right now. I was out there. We brought lights out there. We have back end modules. We have training modules. We have resources. We have communities. Our lighting strategic partner system is untouched throughout anybody in the industry. I'm telling you right now, we invest so much into it because I'm in the lighting industry and I'm able to help these guys and support these guys. So again, if you want to have a conversation with Hildy and talk about what we can do for you, I'll drop the link in here after this for you to schedule a call with Hildy. It takes about 5 days and you'll have somebody working with you, but do not wait until the end of the season. I want to talk real quick about training. Training is so important. I see so many companies just fail to execute on training. Like, oh shit, I got to hire people. Let me go put a job up on Indeed. And if you're going to do that and do the job ad by yourself and you're trying to find seasonal help, there's another way you're going to fail. You as a business owner suck at hiring people. You do not know how to find good people if the resume hits you in the face. And I say this because I speak from experience, because I can't tell you how many times I reviewed resumes, thought I had the right people, and then they either didn't show up or they're the wrong person. We use HireBus. We've been using HireBus for years. They've got an excellent platform. They do all the work for you. They find the right applicants, and they don't let you even talk to somebody until they fully qualified and vetted through the HireBus platform. So if you're looking to hire, I recommend using HireBus. But when we go back to training, you cannot do a one-day training on people. If you're doing a one-day training, your crews are not going to be efficient. They're going to go out there and do lights as good as you taught them, which you didn't teach them shit because you're probably busy the whole time and didn't really do anything. And then they're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to have a lot of go backs, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. And it's going to kill your profit. So I highly recommend that you do a minimum of 72 hours of training, 3 days, not 1 day, not 2 days, 3 days, and just beat them to the ground with how to do things properly. Show them everything in the warehouse, your office. Go through everything one by one: a slide plug, cutting the wire, minis, C9, C7, ground stakes, tough clips, shingle tabs. Go through everything, explain everything. Let them put hands on it. Let them ball lights. Let them put bulbs on lights. Let them put clip the lights, and then go out there and do an install. Put the lights up, and this is where you get it wrong. This is where I'm telling you right now, most business owners get it wrong. Take the lights down. Show them the proper way to take the lights down. If you do not show them the proper way to take the lights down, what do you think they're going to do during the season? Oh, well, JC showed me how to put lights up and his idea sucked. So I'm going to wrap this cord around the gutter downspout bracket and I'm going to zip tie it up here so I can come back during the end of season, January, and spend an extra 20 minutes because I'm an idiot and think I'm better than JC. You got to show them how to take the lights down so they can think ahead. So when they're out in the field all alone, they're not like, oh, I got a great idea. Like, oh, wait, JC said not to do this because why? I don't want to come back in January and bring a ladder out. Now I can do everything from the ground with a pole and never have to bring a ladder back out. So it's so important that you do the install, take the lights down. Do the install, take the lights down. Do the install, take the lights down. Tree wraps, column wraps. Spend 4 hours minimum on tree wraps and collar wraps. That's where most people lose a lot of time trying to get the spacing proper, wrapping the right way, wrapping opposite directions if it's just 2 on a column. So many different things. You got to spend the time. You're not losing money by doing 3 days of training. You're actually going to be way more profitable because your crews will be way more efficient and understand how to do the install properly, have fewer callbacks by doing that. So don't think, I can't afford to do 3 days of training. Well, you can't afford not to either, because I'm telling you, you're going to have callbacks, go backs, issues, people quitting, firing people, whatever it is, because you failed to support them the way they needed to be properly trained for the season, to do everything that you need them to do while you're out doing the other things. And hopefully it's not answering the phone call. So spend the time to do the proper training with them. It's going to pay back dividends over and over and over. But if you're the one that's going to say, well, I'm going to answer the phone calls and I'm only going to do 4 hours of training, and we're going to do awesome this season, well, good luck to you. Report back to me in December and tell me how much your season sucked and how much you hated it. And you can say you were right, because I am. I promise you I'm right on many things. There's a lot of things I'm wrong on, but these things I'm talking to you about right now, I am right because I've done it. I've made the mistakes. I've seen a bunch of different people make the same mistakes, and I don't want to see make the same mistake this year. So again, we talked about suppliers. Find a good supplier. Go out there. I'd love to work with you with lights for decorators. If you're looking for a new lighting supplier for lights, admin, you got to have admin. Go find one successful business owner in lighting, in pressure washing, in window cleaning, in lawn care, and ask them if they have an admin. Do they regret hiring an admin? And if they tell you no, it's probably because they're old and miserable and just hate their work and don't want to do anything anyway. But there's a good chance they're going to say that was the best hire I've ever made, and I wish I did it sooner. And if you find somebody that doesn't tell you those things, then I'd love to talk to them because I want to know what went wrong. But as far as I know, anybody I've ever spoken to, the admin is like the most instrumental hire they can have, especially in this business, other than the Christmas light installer for some of you guys out there. But I would rather be out installing and never have to answer a phone call than the one be out doing everything myself. So you can get a great admin locally. You can go find a third party call center, which I do not advise doing because I've had the worst luck with that. You've got, I don't know, 50 different people that might be answering the phone, get the different tone, different answers, different everything to your clients. And that's not really the look or feel that your client wants. So I don't recommend third party call answering services. That's probably the one thing I would shy away. But if you have to, go ahead and do it. There's AI. We use AI for after hours and nights and weekends. And then if we have overflow during the weekday, and we have three people in our answer our phones. We have two locally, and then we have Ronnie, who's our VA in the Philippines, that are answering the calls for us. So that there's never a missed phone call. But if there is, then we have AI doing it. So many different opportunities for you to have somebody answer. I don't care if you get your baby mamas, sisters, daddies, grandpas, uncles, dogs, owners, brothers, cousin to answer the phone call. I don't care. Just get somebody other than you that can answer the phone call, reach out to clients, do follow-ups, send estimates, post on social media, do all the things that you're not doing that you should be doing. So get out there, make it happen. All right. I've been on here for a little while. Let me just jump back over here real quick. All right. Does anybody on here have any questions about anything? If not, I'm going to get out of here because it's hot in this office and I did not turn my fan on. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop in the comments. If not, I appreciate anybody who's watched. I will drop the link for the discovery call with Hildy. I will get the Christmas light playbook out for you. So you can go and see what you can be doing with virtual assistants. If you have one, if you need one, we can support you with that as well. But if that's it, I appreciate everybody's time tonight. Hope everyone is getting excited for the Christmas light season. It is literally here. I mean, literally next month we're installing lights. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited. Before you know it, it'll be over. 4 months, it's done, gone, vanished. We're done with it. So good luck to you guys, everybody out there. I hope you enjoyed this, got a little bit out of this. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.